G.I. Joe Toy Review. We are 3 videos into Viper Month, where this week we will be looking at the Cobra Paratrooper, the Cobra Para Viper. And before we do our Para Viper look, we will be doing our weekly shout-outs of the week, which is usually the same 4 places. But back to the media here at Winchester, Virginia at 41 South Loudon Street, where you can find them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There's their email address, back to the media.com. It's their website. The email address is backtothemedia@gmail.com. And here you can see, for a sample of what they carry with video games and systems like the Xbox, PS3, the Nintendo 64, and they go all the way back to the original Nintendo, even farther back than with the Atari. And then so go ahead and check them out. And while you're in the neighborhood, go to 115 South Loudon Street on the other side of the splash pad. Check out Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles, where you can buy and sell comics, toys, and collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street. And or email them at timetravelertoys.com@gmail.com, and you can find them on Facebook. You can even find them on my channel here in a couple videos back, but I did a walkthrough. So go ahead and check them out. And for all your video game needs, you can go to 4Color Fantasies at 80 Weems Lane here in Winchester. Get new titles, back issues, role-playing, collector supplies, gaming cards, and check them out. And you can also see them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And their email address is 4colorfantasies@gmail.com. And there's their variety of hours. And they're closed Thursdays and Sundays. And if you need of any mental health issues or just counseling, go see Robert C. Brown, licensed professional counselor, at 133 West Boscawen Street, suite number 10. You can email him at healinggracecounseling@hotmail.com, or visit the website at www.healinggracecounseling.com. So go ahead and check him out. So let's take a look at Paraviper. Start out with his file card. Yay, this week we have a file card. It says Cobra Paratrooper. Codename Cobra Paraviper. File name Various, because he's an army builder. Primary military specialty is airborne infantry. Secondary military specialty is infiltration. His birthplace is Various, because he's an army builder. And the text reads, Cobra Paraviper troopers are the deadliest, most highly trained commandos in the Cobra Legions. They specialize in high-altitude, low-opening jumps to go behind enemy lines or infiltrate unsuspecting countries or targeted facilities to conquer, steal, or cause generalized chaos. Cobra Paraviper troopers are selected from the ranks of the Cobra Eels troopers. Hey, we got a former eel. And are chosen for their expectational audacity, independent attitude, and utter fearlessness. They are given a parachute, instructions, and not much else. Their purpose is to go in first and pave the way for the main assault force. Quote at the bottom, it reads, jumping out of a plane in the cold, thin air when everything else is pretty much a speck below you, and there's nothing to keep you alive but some thin fabric, sounds like a completely insane thing to do. You're right, it is. That's why we do it. So Paley paints these guys as a fearless group of mercenaries, which technically they are. Let's take a look at his accessories, starting as always with the ever-present figure stand with the upraised Cobra logo. Codename Paratrooper on the Cobra Paraviper on the front. They could have just kept it as Cobra Paraviper, but that's me. He comes with a pair of fins just in case when he lands he's got his swim fins so he can swim in the water. He's got his assault rifle with removable stock and folding stock and removable magazine. He's got another automatic rifle that he can use. He comes with a helmet with a yellow Cobra logo right there on the front of it. Just in case you couldn't see the red. Also with a pair of goggles, which kind of doesn't make any sense because he's got the Pfizer right there on his helmet. What does he need goggles for? And he also comes with the most detail with a lot of going on with it. Web gear that is removable. As you see the big yellow Cobra symbol with these clear hoses right here and pouches all over the dang place. You know, where you can store a whole bunch of stuff. And he also comes with a knife that goes right here, but I have misplaced it over the time because I have changed where I place them in my apartment several times. But this is the paratrooper. Let's take a look at him, you know, with his black balaclava mask, purple jumpsuit with neon orange and a neon green knife holder, plus his web gear with these dark gray pouches looking things right there on the sides of his leg, and these little fins, round grayish fins right there on his arms. And he's also got a watch. Wonder if it's waterproof if he leans to water, being that he's got those slippers. So I wonder if the watch is waterproof. Probably isn't. You know, but, you know, Cobra don't care about what time of day it is. He just want to attack. You know, but let's take a look at his articulation. Standard articulation with his head it can rotate to 360. It does get kind of stuck on the collar. Head does pop off very easily, as you can tell. His arm can raise to about that high, go straight up. Does rotate the full 360 all the way around. He does bend at the elbow a little bit better than what Data Viper was last week. And his arm does rotate the 360 all the way around. His wrist does rotate the full 360. His forearm rotates a little bit. But the swivel of the bicep causes the forearm to move around a little bit easy. He does have the ab crunch feature. And he does have his legs can spread, but just so far due to the web gear. His leg can lift like so high due to the web gear. And then he starts to bend his knee. But he does have a double knee joint. His ankle does pivot. And he does have his ankle that rotates the full 360. And that's the articulation of this guy. So let's take a look at him where he's geared up. Hey, and here he is all geared up. The Paraviper. He doesn't make any cartoon appearances nor any original Marvel comic run appearances. Haven't read a lot of the Devil's Due or the IDW's issues to know if he appears in any of them. I read a few and didn't see him in the ones that I've read. But this is a 25th anniversary figure. He is a must-buy. So I would go ahead and get him. And I would highly suggest this. I would rate this as a top-tier trooper. Even though he's bulky as hell, but I would do it as top tier. It's kind of hard to fit him when he's got all his gear on, jumping out of a plane. But, you know, do what you got to do, right? But there's no vintage versions of him to watch on ACC 788 or on Forum BX257. But Sanitarian Productions does do a modern figure review of this guy. There's quite a few other channels that do it, so I would just suggest you go check them out. Tune in next week as we do a vehicle driver next week. The Terra Viper. This is the man that came with the mole pod. So go ahead and check him out. I forgot one piece, so I'll just show him in the video later. But this is the mole pod driver, Terra Viper. And next week you see who he reminds me of, because he's in the same mold of Crocmaster. But tune in next week as we review this guy. So thank you all for watching the Terra Viper this week. Go out and get him if you want him. And tune in next time, next Tuesday, for Terra Viper. This has been the Paraviper, and for Cobra Island, now you know, and knowing is head to battle. Oh, and check out my Transformers Headmasters reviews this month also, so go ahead and check them out. So now you know, and knowing is head to battle. See you in the next one.